Hey there, everybody. How you doing? Hopefully all are well. Hopefully you've all had a chance to try some carving. Um, so for this week, I decided to do another one of these how-to series. This one's going to be on bricks and stonework, how I do those. So this one's probably, in theory, not going to be as long as the last one, but we just never know. So I'm going to show you how I do my bricks and how I do my stonework. And this is just going to be on a flat piece of wood. I'm not even sure what this is, to be honest with you. So again, it's probably fogwood found on the ground. I'm going to go ahead and we'll carve on that. I'll get started. I'll show you how to do it, what bits again that I use for this one, and just how simple it is to do. So follow along. Also, if you want to see something else, other piece that is part of a whole, and want to learn how to do it, just say so in the comments and I'll see if I can accommodate. So let's get started. This is an awfully big piece of wood to just do a brick / stone wall. So let me go ahead and trim this down a bit and I'll be right back. So I cut this down in half, basically. I want you to see, hopefully, maybe, I'm not sure there, maybe that gives a good, you see this light area right up in here? You want to pay attention to this kind of stuff, because this is just where a bug or where some rot or something was. And that, make sure you notice that kind of stuff, because if this is in a specific, if it's in an area where you are planning on having an important feature, it's not going to hold up. You can just see, just with the end of this pencil, I'm just tearing it up. So watch out for those kind of spots. You'll see them a lot in older wood. So I'm going to go ahead. To be honest, I'm not sure how I want to do this. I'm going to go ahead. I think we'll have basically a stone wall that starts here. I'm just roughing in kind of where I want the stones to be. I'm not going to draw them all, but I do want to start like right about here. I want to put in some bricks. So I do want to get a line that's going to give me kind of a nice straight line, as straight as I can get it anyhow, without a ruler and all that other good stuff. So this is going to be where the bricks go. And my stones are going to come into this brick wall kind of like this, and they're going to mesh together. So I'll show you how that works. Now I don't know how many levels high I want to do on the bricks, but I'll go ahead, put a couple of lines in. We'll see how far I go with this. I hope you can see that it's just randomly cutting out stone-like shapes. But let's not worry about what we see up here yet. Once we decide our height, I'll be able to come in with probably an extreme burr and cut some of that away, cut it back some. But as you can see, all I'm doing is cutting rounded, oblong, just odd shaped stonework. It's very easy. Again, watch yourself, because you don't want to cut your hand like I did last week. Be sure you're going deeper than you think you should. hopefully you can see the depth that I'm going on these things. Without that depth, you don't get the nice shadows, and it doesn't give you that look like you've got full three-dimensionality to this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started some more, continue on until I get closer to where the bricks are. Well, I'm not real sure if it's noticeable on camera. It probably is, but I'm trying to be sure that these are different depths on these stones, and I'm also trying to make sure none of them line up exactly. And if you're not sure how to place them, just take a look at some pictures of stone fencing. Especially if you look up Ireland stone fences, you'll see hundreds of them. Just look up images of stone fences, and that's, you'll get an idea that it's like a jigsaw puzzle. Whatever pieces they find, they put them together in the best way that they fit, and that's really all I'm doing here in my head. So I will go ahead and continue on. I'm thinking you could see this happening, that the bit is slowly making its way out from where I started. And that's not a good thing. All right, since I've stopped, I'm going to go ahead and put some straight lines in for our brickwork. Here we go for those. These are pretty simple. All we're going to do, it's really the complete opposite of our stones, because the stones are very random. These I've got to make as straight of a line as I can. I'm not going to get a ruler. I'm not going to do any of that. It's just all by hand. So if it's a little off, it's a little off. Okay, so one thing you will have, hopefully will have noticed, is I'm not making these lines as deep as I do all the others, like over here. It's making these things straight is not an easy task. You'll find out when you try to do this. I always try to make my brickwork in the direction of the grain so that it's easier to do. It doesn't always happen. I mean, it just depends on the piece you're working on. You may not get that opportunity and not be able to do that, but that's okay. You just have to live with it. One thing that got a little difficult, there's a knot right here. It may not be super noticeable, but there's the center of it right here. And when I get up to here, you can feel it's very hard. It's a harder piece. And so you tend to want to push a little harder there so you can get through it, but then you've got to watch, because you get to the other side and you hit softwood again, and you're going to go right on through. So now what I want to do is get right up into here and figure out how I want these stones to mesh with this brickwork. So now that I've put my first vertical line in, now a lot of you might really want to put your pencil lines in for this, and you want to get your bricks to look about the same width apart. So you go ahead, and I just eyeball this. It depends on your personality and the way you feel about it. Some people like to measure that, and that's perfectly acceptable. You do you, whatever works best. And then you want the next line to be directly in the center, just like you would see a course of bricks that has been built up. So you want to center that line in between the bricks above. And what's nice is it makes it easy, because now this one, you just bring it directly down, straight down. And you've got the next course so that they're all lined up. And then here, we're going to do this one here. And so you do this again. So now let's go ahead and put these things in here. You can certainly make your bricks wider or narrower than what I've gotten these, height-wise, width-wise, all of that. You can do them anything you like. It's your piece, do it how you want. I put this pencil mark here because I want to get rid of that line. This seemed a little bit longer than the rest of them. I want to take care of that. And then all the bricks and all the stones are basically done. So then I want to start removing some of this top so we can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. Well, I wanted to set the brick and stone apart from the background. I really don't know what that is going to be. It could be just completely cut right off. I could add another course of stones that are behind it a little bit, that like it's set back. But mostly what I wanted to do is show you the top on this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. As you can see, the stone wall and the brick wall now meet. Is this how they'd look? Probably not, but I think it looks okay to me. I'm happy with it. One thing you will have noticed is that it is much easier to make a large section of brickwork than it is to do stonework. Personally, however, I like the way the stonework looks better. Now what I'll go ahead and do is I'm going to do a little bit of sanding on this so that I can go ahead and put some stain down. Really, that's it. That's all I wanted to show you today. This can be, you can do this in a curved area. You can do it on a straight area like this. We can even go, why don't I just go ahead and do that? Let's go around the corner. There, we just took that around the corner. Pretty quick, pretty easy, pretty simple. And again, typically you probably wouldn't have this piece up here on top. I suppose I could just go cut that off, but for this lesson, this is all we needed. I will go ahead now and I'll throw some stain on here just so you can see how that looks. And like normal, the longer you let the stain sit, the darker it's going to be. I don't like to let it sit too long because I just don't want it too dark, which is, it's okay down in the cracks. Now you'll notice something here. I sanded this, not a whole lot, but I did sand it. And you can see that it's lighter where I've wiped it off. I did not sand that edge around here, and that is super duper dark over here. I'll use my paintbrush or my toothbrush here to try to clean it up some. Not too worried about it, but sanding, the smoother the surface, the less that stain is going to sink in. And so use that to your advantage too. If you want something to look darker, just don't sand it as good, and you'll get a nicer, deeper look with the stain. But I'll take that. I'm okay. And that's how you do brick and stone. It's super easy. This is just an added feature to anything you do at all with these little garden scenes, to give it a little more realism. And it's a simple thing to add. Now these are a lot bigger than I normally do, but I wanted you to be able to see. Sometimes my brick wall might only be from here to here, and I might have like 4 courses of bricks in there, so they're way smaller, only this high. Same with the stone wall. Now the stones, it doesn't need to be a wall. You can use this to go down into a river, a creek bed, at the edge of a building, the bottom of a building. It can be the foundation. Lots of stuff for stone walls. As promised, short and sweet, there's our, with stuff all over it, bricks and stones with a little bit of stain on them to just make it pop a little bit. Those can be painted. You can do whatever you want. You can paint the bricks so you got a red brick. You can paint the stones so they're gray. All sorts of things that can be done with that. You'll have to let me know if you want to see. I can take this exact same piece and I can show you how to do the painting on here. Now I know this is a carving channel, so really that's not why I didn't paint it this time, but if you're interested, I'll do a short little video of that. Let me know what you want to see next. I had a lot of fun doing this one, as I did the last one. This was a blast. So please make sure you go out and carve today. It'll relax you and it's a lot of fun. Go carve. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and sharing. Have a wonderful week.